Dear students, today we are going to discuss last two topic of chapter number 12, electricity, that is heating effect of electric current and power. So for that, let us think about simple circuit, whatever we are discussing, Ohm's law. So here just consider a resistive component, let's say resistance of that component is R, which is connected with a cell or a rheostat. Okay, this is nothing but a combination of cell, you can say battery, by which you can vary the supplying current. Key is there, and this key is just for protection on and off. We people know that. Now this key is plug in, so electric current will flow I. Okay, positive negative terminal. Instead of this battery, you people also can represent rheostat, which is symbolically represented in this manner. Already in the topic of different symbol for components we have discussed. So either you can use this battery or rheostat. Like, so here rheostat function is what? Rheostat or this cell, battery, okay, that vary the current flowing in a circuit. Now let us assume that I amount of current is flowing. That means particular voltage is to be supplied, and due to that current I is flowing through the circuit. So by means of battery, a definite potential difference is there between positive negative terminal, and due to that I amount of current is flowing. Now we people know current is flowing due to the flow of charge only, but automatically this charge will not flow. In earlier topics we have discussed that until and unless this potential difference is not there between positive and negative terminal, current will not flow. A flow of charge is not possible. So here let's say Q amount of charge is flowing, which resulting current I. So current I is equal to what? Q by T. That means Q amount of charge is flowing in time T, right? So automatically this charge will not flow. Some work has to be done on charge, and due to that the charge will flow through the circuit, and which result the electric current I. Now let's see how much work has to be required to move a charge Q. As we know, V is potential difference, so the amount of work required to move Q amount of charge is nothing but V into Q, right? So this much work is to require for what? Flow of Q amount of charge, and that is to be done with the help of V amount of energy. So W is equal to V into Q. Now as per the concept of current, I is equal to Q by T, we can write Q equal to IT. Okay, so here what we'll have? V into IT. Again, we people know, according to Ohm's law, what we have? V is equal to IR. So now substituting V equal to IR, what will have? IR into IT. That means W is equal to I square RT. So W, how much amount of work is required? I square RT amount of work is required. Now this work is nothing but what we can say, energy only. So whatever energy is carried by the charged particle, that is to be resist by the resistor, and that much amount of energy will be dropped across two terminal of resistor. So this much amount of work is nothing but get dissipated in form of energy. But what kind of energy? Heat energy. So heat energy, suppose if we say H, so W is equal to H is equal to what we'll have? I square RT. This was explained by Joule's scientist named Joule, so that is why this is also called as Joule. But according to Joule, what we can say, H is proportional to square of electric current flowing in a circuit through the resistive component for constant R and constant T. These two values are constant R and T. Like that, H is proportional to R. But for what? For constant I and T. Similarly, it proportional to T, but for constant remaining two quantity, that is I and R. Okay, so in short, heat, amount of heat flowing, amount of heat developed between two terminal of resistive component is directly proportional to I square, but for this two remaining quantity constant, proportional to R. Okay, proportional to T, remaining two quantities are to be constant. So this is nothing but called Joule's law, right? One more thing I want to I want to explain you that how can you understand this heating effect of electric current. The best example is nothing but filament bulb. A simple filament bulb, after putting switch on, okay, few seconds later, if you touch, you people will find out heat. So that heat is produced. Why? Because there is a filament have resistance, and due to that resistance, somewhat amount of energy which is carried by the charged particle, okay, that get dissipated, and due to that we people can experience heat. So actually this heat is unwanted heat, loss of energy only. But then too, what we people can say, this heat produced is also have its certain applications. Like we people know iron, electric iron, geyser. Okay, there are so many example. Microwave oven. These are what the example by which you people can produce heat by electricity, by electric energy, heat energy to be produced. Okay, so it is nothing but one form of conversion of one form of energy, a transformation of one form of energy into another form of energy. So there are so many equipments, electronic devices which you people can use in your daily routine life. Okay, in winter you people can use room heater. By that you can increase the temperature of room. So there are lots of such example by which you people can understand heating effect of electric current. Now one more thing I just want to explain you. Here we people have H is equal to I square T. Yeah, W equal to I square T. Now work upon time. If we rewrite this expression, work upon time, this time if I take this side, what will have I square R. But work upon time is equal to what? Power. Okay, so power P is equal to I square R. So electric power is nothing but equal to I square R. Suppose if R is constant, and quite obviously if you have any component, the resistance is constant, okay, for that component. So for constant R, P is proportional to I square. This is also another form of Joule's law. According to this mathematical expression, what we people can say, electric power delivered in an electric circuit is directly proportional to square of electric current. So either you can express Joule's law in form of H, heat produced, yeah, you can represent in terms of power. Okay, so this is what the last topic. Numerically also these formulas are important. Okay, so just understand this concept of heating effect of electric current and power. Now we are going to talk about the different units of power. Normally electric power is to be represented in terms of watt. Okay, so here one of the unit of power is what? Watt. W-A-T-T. So now H is equal to I square RT, and from this we can say this is equal to work only. So this work upon time, that power P is equal to W by T, and this W by T, okay, that is equal to I square R. Now from this W is equal to power into time. That means SI unit of work, if we substitute, that is nothing but joule. So 1 joule is equal to 1 watt into 1 second. Okay, so watt into second is also joule. Now when the electric power is consumed by the electric circuit is to be measured in kilowatt and time is to be measured in hour, then this unit of work, that is joule, okay, is to be represented in terms of kilowatt hour. I am repeating again, what is kilowatt hour? It is a unit of energy, yeah, work, okay. So this joule is equivalent to 1 kilowatt hour. Now what is 1 kilowatt hour? When a power consumed by an electric circuit is to be represented in terms of kilowatt and time is to be measured in hour, then the energy consumed by the electronic component, electric circuit, is nothing but represented in terms of kilowatt hour, right? Now we just want to understand what is the value of 1 joule in terms of this 1 kWh equal to how much amount of energy, in terms of joule. So 1 kWh, if I represent 1 kWh, okay, this is nothing but unit of, sorry, not joule, but this is unit of energy. So unit of energy, a unit of work, is also represented in terms of kWh. Now we want to understand 1 kWh. 1 kWh equal to what? So we people know 1 kilowatt is equal to 1000 watt and 1 hour is equal to 3600 second, right? So 1000 into 3600, that can be written as 3.6 into 10 to the power 6, sorry, okay, watt into second. So watt into second is equal to what? Joule, right? So 1 kWh is equal to 3.6 into 10 raised to 6 joule. So 1 kWh, this is what an important result. Now 1 kWh is also called as commercial unit of electricity, which is 1 unit of commercial use of electricity, right? Commercial use of electricity. Normally after every month or 2 months, twice in a month, our electricity board produce bill. That bill gives you how much amount of unit is to be consumed by your household appliances. That means, suppose if you consider 10 unit, so 10 unit consumption, 10 unit means 3.6 into 10 to the power 6 into 10, that is this much, 3.6 into 10 to the power 7 joule of energy is to be consumed by, okay, your household item. So 1 kWh is also called as 1 unit of electricity.